us!
We are talking Useless Humans. This is a science fiction comedy movie directed by Stephen Oll. And this one stars Josh Zuckerman, who is our central character, this kind of nerdy guy. And he is one of a group of 4 friends who have been friends for many years. And they have come together after a few years of being apart for a kind of reunion. And it just so happens that this happens to be the same time there seems to be an alien invader attacking this kind of small community. There are a couple of investigators who are after the alien as well to kind of add to the mix. What will happen? You'll have to watch the movie to find out. So, the name of this game is Zany Humour. I would actually liken this to an episode of Scooby-Doo. Because it feels like that sort of level of humour, but without the kind of like if you didn't know the kind of the characters of Scooby-Doo, and it was completely kind of new faces, but then you were just plonked in this kind of like this episode of these kind of zany characters, that's what it would be like. It's obviously a relatively low budget movie. They do use a lot of practical effects, and the alien, kind of based on one of these kind of grey aliens, has a kind of a neat trick where he is attracted to electricity and is able to kind of teleport, which gives him some interesting kind of scenes. And there's probably one of the best scenes in the movie actually is where he's kind of teleporting around with someone sort of grabbing onto his back and hitching a ride. The humour is very much a comedy in capital letters here. This movie is played for laughs, not really kind of serious themes here at all. It is just a kind of a jokey B-movie at the end of the day. Humour is somewhat of an subjective thing to enjoy, to be honest, and like I've said, the humour reminded me of a Scooby-Doo level humour here. Very kind of goofy, lots of kind of physical comedy, lots of shouting, things like this. To me, the humour really didn't hit home for me. I actually felt the characters were just too doofus-like to be kind of taken seriously, and you couldn't really have any empathy with the characters. You couldn't really connect with them because they just seemed like pantomime characters rather than anything else. Maybe only the kind of the female character is played a little bit more kind of subtly, but it always tends to be the case when you have one sort of female character. She's like the sensible one of the group, so it kind of goes into that kind of territory. The movie makes a conscious effort to be quite diverse. And I do feel that I will say, I think a group of 4 friends do feel like they have a genuine chemistry, but I feel you have to be of a very juvenile mindset to really enjoy the kind of the sense of humour here. The practical effects as well, although I appreciate practical effects here, I think the movie would have benefited from having shown a little less of the alien, because it really just looks like a guy in a kind of a paper mache suit at the end of the day. The story is relatively simple, not particularly engaging. Overall, I have to say, I think this movie was somewhat of a chore to sit through. In actual fact, I could not even sit through it in one sitting, not even 2. I had to sit through this movie in 3 sittings. I just couldn't get through it all in one sitting, unfortunately. I actually found it quite a struggle to sit through. Now, for me personally, I didn't really like this movie. I will say I think there may be enough, if I'm looking at it objectively, for some people to enjoy, because I think some people may like this kind of style of humour more than I certainly did. So I will give it a 4 out of 10 if I'm trying to think more objectively here. But I personally really didn't enjoy this one. But 4 out of 10, I think just below average for maybe the general populace, so to speak. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Leave me a comment and I shall look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.